If there's one thing I've learned over the course of doing this podcast, is that while lots of artists are comfortable with the creative side of things, with writing songs, with playing shows, recording albums, they often find the marketing aspect a bit of a stumbling block. In today's music business, you can't just write music. You need to promote yourself, you need to market yourself, whether that's with a website, with social media, with online branding. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a business, a charity, a fundraiser, pretty much anything, developing an online brand is extremely important. Check out Wildflower Media for professional quality website design, graphic design, social media services, and a lot more. If you go to wildflowermedia.ca/witchpolice today, you can get a discount on everything you need to get your name out, to get your music out, and to make people hear you in the digital space. This episode of the podcast is a one-on-one interview I conducted with international reggae icon Luciano. He's in town for a concert in Winnipeg at the Franco-Manitoban Cultural Centre on Friday night. If you're a long-time listener to the podcast, you might remember an interview I did with Luciano about 4 or 5 years ago, the last time he was in Winnipeg. This one is a little bit different. The previous interview was done over the phone, we didn't have a lot of time, and while it was a really fascinating conversation and he had a lot of very interesting things to say about his sound, about what he does and why he does it, phone conversations are always missing something that you can get out of a one-on-one face-to-face conversation. I've always thought on this podcast that if I wasn't interviewing people, it would just be me talking at length about reggae. And although maybe no one would listen, I feel like I don't get enough opportunities on this show to nerd out about reggae music, about Jamaican music in general, as much as I would like. So having the opportunity to sit down with an absolute legend of the genre, who, is a multiple-time Grammy nominee, he's had #1 hits in various countries, he's worked with some of the top artists to come out of Jamaica and internationally. So to sit down with him and have a conversation about the music, about what he brings to the music, about his inspirations, about his dedication to promoting consciousness in his music, and just his general thoughts and ideas on a wealth of different topics. It was great. It's really something that I don't get the chance to do often. I can do it with local artists, but to get someone of this caliber internationally who's able to sit down and meet me in a coffee shop and do a one-on-one talk, it's rare. So I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I really enjoyed doing it. He's a fascinating guy who is very down-to-earth, very humble despite his years of success, and I strongly encourage everyone to check out his concert tomorrow, if you're listening on Thursday, at the Franco-Manitoban Cultural Centre.
You're listening to Garbage Hill, Winnipeg's first podcast network.
Welcome to Witch Police Radio. I'm here in person with a legend, with someone who has been doing a lot of amazing things in the music scene for many years. And I know I spoke with you last time you were in town on the phone, but
yes,
it's a pleasure to meet you in person. Yes, for sure.
Enough respect.
So Luciano, the messenger himself, is here in Winnipeg once again to perform for the people.
Very much.
And when did you come in? How long have you been in town?
We just came in last night,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very excited about performing for my people in Winnipeg. I know, my past experiences have been great.
Yeah.
Performing at the festivals, and sharing stage with all different musicians from all different genres.
For sure, yeah.
Rock band, reggae band, ska band, you name it.
Yeah.
It's been great. So
I guess you don't have a lot of time to prepare for the show then. Is it going to be heavy practice mode?
Well, I've been actually preparing myself, really.
Right, on your end, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We just have a rehearsal to do later on this evening.
With the local
musicians,
band.
Yeah, yes,
okay.
Yes, sir.
And is it some of the same guys you played with last time?
The last time.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So they know your material.
They know me, and they know me well, and I'm looking forward to this gig.
Yeah.
So well,
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, it's nice for you to be back here. Have you
man.
been playing a lot of Canadian shows leading up to this?
A whole lot. This summer has been very busy for me in the Canada area.
Yeah.
And I really give thanks to my fans who've been loving me and really like place like Kitchener.
Yeah.
We've never performed before, but this time was nice. It was the first festival they said I think they kept there, so
Okay.
it was great to be a part of it. Egyptian was on it. And
Right on, yeah.
yeah, and then we did also reggae at Woodbine in Toronto.
Yeah.
That was a nice reggae festival also. We had Barrington Levy and Baby Sham. I think a couple of other artists were there.
Some big names.
Sanchez was there too. Yeah, it was a
Excellent.
nice vibe.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
all these festivals for the summers have been very successful.
Yeah.
And I've been very, as I said, it's been busy for me in Canada. I need to work on my American visa, so for some of my fans who fly over directly to come and see me perform, and it was good that I could see them too, you know.
So this is, I guess, a place people can come from
Yes,
to come check you out. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you about is, I've been listening to your music for a long time, since the 90s, I guess, really. And, you've always had a very, very positive message. You've always been very conscious. How do you feel, in a world where every day you hear about more shootings and murders and wars and all this negativity? How do you maintain that positive?
It's really sad that these people there's some people out there who are living on the negative side.
Yeah.
Because even though some people try to keep things positive, if you're making a movie, try to make a message in it. If you're making a song, send a positive message. We have to really give thanks for people like radio disc jockeys, people who stand up for the positive.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of negative energy out there, and I think that this negative energy, a lot of people get drawn into it by listening to the wrong music, or watching the wrong movie, or playing the wrong games. So I believe it's our duty and our responsibility, especially those who are talented. If you find yourself gifted in any way, I think we should use it to the benefit of the people. Benefit of humanity. And somewhat, if you can inspire people, to me, that is a good thing.
Well, when you have the platform too, you have an audience.
And the platform, the music is a perfect platform to do this.
Yeah.
When I listen to the works of Bob Marley and Dennis Brown and Peter Tosh, Bunny Spear, I know this is the mission.
Yeah.
When I listen to the teachings of Marcus Garvey and the teachings of His Majesty and teachings of all these great people, I know it's a mission for us. Once we get the knowledge and the enlightenment, we should try and enlighten other people.
Sure. Do you ever get discouraged though, just by seeing what's going on in the world?
But honestly, sometimes I get a little, like puzzled.
For sure. Yeah.
Because when I read the Bible tells me all about these things. It tells me about this generation. It was going to be a generation of vipers, and it said, "Broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many travel thereon." So I think the word has been my guide.
Okay.
Even when things get a little crazy, the word always comforts me.
Okay.
When I read the Bible, I read spiritual teachings. It tells me that even all these wars and rumors of wars, these are the signs of the coming of the end of time. You say even when you see all this fighting going on, it's still not the end as yet. So sometimes you wonder, the word is so intriguing that and mystifying that sometimes when you read it, it puzzles you. But you see, once you read with a clear conscience, it will tell you all that will happen. Instead, the wicked will spread themselves like a green bay tree. In other words, they get powerful in the earth, but they're soon to be cut off and cast away. So this is it. If you do good to a brother and you find that they disappoint you, not returning the love you gave them, the Bible tells you about all this. So the word of God has been my guide. Even when I see, even in the music now, there's a lot of craziness going on. And the people getting freaky, and the youngsters getting malicious, sending out wrong messages to the people. Sometimes it really frustrates me, honestly, when I see how the major companies would kind of embrace the slackness and the madness that's going on. And they tend to suppress the roots and the real culture. People who are here to elevate the people, if you're not careful, they don't give you the real push that they should.
Right.
So honestly, I just have to keep doing my thing and give thanks to everyone who play a part in helping I and this mission. Because this mission is not for one person. It's everyone, anyone who sees the need to enlighten the people.
Do you feel that the youth are receptive to that mission and to your positive?
There are some. I find there's a mixed multitude out there. There's some people who want to listen, all they want to hear is the new dancehall vibes going on. And wearing the tight pants and all. But honestly, I feel uncomfortable if I put on clothes and it's too tight. I feel like I've been stifled.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So and the same way, I can't listen to certain music because it's not good for my meditation. I listen to Dennis Brown, Bob Marley, Garnet Silk, Sugar Minot, Toots and the Makers. I listen to old school. I find myself, in the new school, I will listen to Chronics. I will listen to some of Sizzler's music too, because some of his music is very deep. In Cape Town. Yeah. I listen to some of these really strong messages in the song. And I try to stay more to the conscious part of Sizzler, because sometimes Sizzler gets off and he's...
You can get aggressive,
You can get aggressive.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. But those artists, like Capleton, everyone you just mentioned, they're all very much in the same vein as you. Maybe stylistically a little different, but in terms of the message, right? And you've always kind of kept that going.
Yeah, man, maintain it. I know it's very important, and it also speaks to my integrity. My integrity, because I grew up in the church, and I couldn't find myself come and singing some garbage right now. Because I'm really... My father was an evangelist and my mother was a spiritualist. She taught me all about my herbs and so on. So I grew to love nature, love people, respect elders, and those who paved the way for us, and try to carry on that tradition. That's really my mission, really.
Stay away from war and strife. Stop all the fuss and fight. If you wanna live a good life, well, yes, your children. Stay away from war and strife. Stop all the fuss and fight. Wake up, mankind, let's unite. Well, tell it to the leaders of the world. They should have some self-control and be upful and right when they play their role.
This is the guy that tried to kill my dad at one time.
And I'm beseeching to you, mankind, cease from your violence and crime. If you want to be safe in this time, well, I say, children, stay away from war and strife. Stop all your fuss and fight. If you wanna live a good life, well, yes, children, stay away from war and strife. Stop all the fuss and fight. Wake up, mankind, let's unite. Wake up, well, remember we are one blood, and we should live in love. And there's no need for the hatred or grudge, no. And it is expected of us that we should endeavor to be righteous, and in Jah we should put our trust. So, yes, children, stay away from war and crime, Lord. Yes, children, stay away from war and strife. Stop all this fuss and fight. If you wanna live a good life, yes, children, stay away from war and strife. Stop all this fuss and fight. Wake up, mankind, and unite. Yes, unite. Don't let the devil play tricks on you. Know that Jah is watching everything you do. Let love reign forever in your heart. Too much pain. Well, we are apart. Children, stay away from war and strife. Stop all the fuss and fight. If you wanna live a good life, yes. Watch our children, stay away from war and strife. Stop all the fuss and fight. Wake up, mankind, and unite. Whoa, children, we don't need no one. What just no fight. No.
Do you think that the idea of respect and love and everything is slipping in this kind of era we're in now? Because
it's slipping in some way, honestly. And I say, if people forget their tradition, if they forget their roots, and forget the right upbringing, then they're gonna live out of their character.
Sure.
And this is what I find happening with these youngsters. If you don't listen to your elders, if you don't know your history, if you don't know yourself, if you don't know these things, you won't know yourself. Mm-hmm. So this is why most of these youth, they listen to the wrong music, eating the wrong food, drinking the wrong drinks. So they're gonna live out of their real tradition and out of their real character. Sometimes you see some people, you'd never believe that their parents spent a lot of money to send them to good school.
Right.
You know, I could give you a perfect example, like Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel is so knowledgeable, so learned, but still he went and did so much.
Oh, he's in prison, yeah.
Right now he's in prison.
Yeah.
So if the youngster's not learning from these things, because the Bible, again, it tells me that you can learn even from the fool. Because sometimes a man feel like he knows everything, but he's still a fool to what he don't know.
Right.
So some of these guys would call themselves masters and teachers, but if you're not being a good example, I think the question was asked when they asked Vybz Kartel, do you see yourself as a role model? He says no. He says he doesn't see himself as a role model, and that is stupidness. Once you become a public figure, you automatically become a role model for people looking to you. Even if you're playing football or basketball or whatever, lawn tennis.
Yeah, people are listening. You're there and you're at a higher level.
Yes,
yeah.
You're on a level and people look up to you.
Yeah.
So it's your responsibility. It's our responsibility. Once you become a public figure, you have to take it on as your responsibility to inspire other young youths coming up. Because at the end of the day, you're being paid by these people.
Sure. Now, I know you have obviously a very large fan base internationally as far as the reggae community, but you were nominated for Grammy a few years ago. What does something like that do to kind of elevate your image and your standing, I guess, in the overall music community?
Well,
does that draw more attention to what you're doing?
Well, honestly, that's a good question. Very good question. You know what? The first time I was nominated twice.
Yeah, in 2002, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first time I was nominated, I felt so excited about the whole thing and about going to the seminar, to the ceremony.
Yeah.
And we went there with management crew and camera crew and all that. And the first time when I tried to enter the place, the Staples Center, with my flag, the security, first of all, told me, say, I can't enter with my flag. So I found it a little strange. I said, listen, I tried to explain to him that I'm nominated for the Grammys.
Yeah, you're an artist too.
I'm in the reggae category, and this is how I represent myself.
Sure, yeah.
As a reggae artist, and they weren't having it. They called for backup, and they had to dismantle my flag.
Okay, wow.
So from the first experience, it left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I wasn't too excited. The second time I was nominated, I was still glad to know that they could at least recognize me, but I still wasn't as excited as I was in the first instance.
Right.
So I still honored the call, because they called my name, and I went there to the second ceremony. And when the more I get to see this, I realize that it's more like a politics.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you win the Grammy, lucky for you, God bless you, and I'm happy for you. But it's not something I'm craving like one time.
Yeah.
You know, when I go and see the whole precision and see how they really do their thing, I see a lot of devil worshipping going on there also, because I saw some of the artists almost naked. I saw a naked woman there.
Yeah. Well, and this goes back to what you're saying about the way a lot of young artists are portraying themselves. Too, right? Yeah.
So the large of the industry, the corporate, supporting all this dancehall stuff, this nakedness, this lewdness, this recklessness, this profanity, immorality.
Yeah.
That's what they're promoting. I'm not for this. I'd rather go back to the hills and sing for the bees, for the wild animals out there.
Yeah.
Sing with the birds.
So is that the kind of the important part of it for you? Is just the being able to express that music
myself and to maintain.
Yeah, sure.
It's good then, because I know a lot of people out there look to me. Not all gone astray. You say the world is lost, but I think there are people out there still searching. Mm-hmm. So if you can be a source of inspiration for them, then I continue. And I have lots of fans from the 90s coming up that they've been watching my movement, and they say I maintain my thing. So it's important for us to maintain our standards. And even if you're building car or you're making telephones,
you
have to maintain your standard.
But that consistency is important.
Thank you, sir.
Because the people who are buying your product, listening to your music, that's what they expect, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
So I believe that some of these youngsters who started out as cultural artists turned out to be dancehall artists, and I'm trying to follow the crowd. I think they're losing out because you're losing fans there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who said they broke their CD because they hear SZA singing certain stuff. They get all rid of all SZA CD out of their house.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not lying, my brother. And I know a lot of youngsters who started out with Bobo, and when them see certain lifestyle of the Bobo dreadlocks them nowadays, them give up.
When you see them now with the hair down.
Yeah.
So I noticed that on some album covers.
I'm telling you. And then not even the hair down alone, but the lifestyle. And
of course. Yeah.
The practices, you know. Some started out with robe and turban, and then you see them in tights, leggings and and jeggings and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. No, I have to maintain my standard. I grew up in the church, and I found Rastafari when I was 30 years old.
Okay.
And from that, I say I've just stand firm, because to me, living natural, living real, living mystical, living spiritual, to me, it's a better feeling. It means you're careful with what you eat, how you speak, how you conduct yourself. You know, you try to follow the footsteps of great people. I think a lot of people out there choosing wrong role models.
Okay.
We have to be careful of our role models. I use His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie as one of my role models. Marcus Garvey as one of my role models. Bob Marley.
Yeah.
You know, Dennis Brown.
Sure.
And I still learn from people like Dennis Brown, because there's in certain ways it got a little, over. It was controlled by substances.
Yeah.
So when I learned from these two, I said, I can't make this happen to me. So we have to know to control ourselves and don't get caught up in the system, because there's all kind of stuff out there. There's guns, there's drugs, there's tricks, there's all kind of things out there to grab or to befall mankind. So there's women also.
Yeah.
You can't leave that out.
Well, and there's racism and hatred and all these people joining these,
What I try to do is keep my thing straight across the board, clean, pure.
Yeah.
Keep my message pure. I'm not sending no bitterness, no hatred to no one. I must know himself. When a man listens to my song, he can check his conscience.
Yeah. That's I like that attitude. Yeah.
Steady, no more time to run, 'cause I say we're moving out of Babylon, we're moving to a higher land, with the power of the higher one, we're moving to Mount Zion, yes, we're moving out of Babylon, we're moving to a higher land, with the power of the inner man, we're moving to Mount Zion. Wake up, my people, and shine your light. Wake up and live and give the love that you have received. With joy in your heart, then you can play your part. Where is that love that Jah has given you from the start? Moving out of Babylon, up to higher land, with the powers of the higher one. Yes, we're moving to Mount Zion, we're stepping out of Babylon, we're seeking higher regions, with the powers of the inner man, we're moving up to Zion, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step forward, way up, way up, 4 step, 5 step, 7 step forward, thee. Now made my resolution to dwell in the highest region, which is my foundation. I will manifest on creation, singing songs and praises of redemption, rebuking and casting out demons. I am like I am in Zion, standing tall and always stand strong. Oh, Jah, be a guide in this obedience. I step out of Babylon, cause I reach into a higher land, yeah. With the power of the higher one, oh. I'm moving to Mount Zion, yes. I'm moving out of Babylon, yes. I'm reaching to a higher land, yeah. With the power of the higher one, oh. I'm moving to Mount Zion, yeah. I'm moving out of Babylon, yeah. I'm moving to a higher land, yeah. With the power of the higher man, yeah. I'm moving to Mount Zion. Wake up, children, and live. Shine your light. Here's a light. Okay, let's see the open.
Well, you mentioned Dennis Brown a minute ago, and I think that maybe you are a similar artist in the sense that with his music, I mean, I can go back and listen to something you recorded 30 years ago and get something new from it every time. I think you maybe have a similar with your catalog, where you can go back and listen to a record you made in 1996 and you get the same vibe from it, right?
Thank you, sir.
Is that something that you are kind of going for, to make it timeless material? Like
yes, man. I believe that whatever you're doing, you must do it properly.
Yeah.
If you're anything you're doing, because I'm an upholsterer right now. When I used to make furniture, I make sure I use the right type of wood.
Yeah.
And make it secure, like with the right amount of spring, and put the right staples on and calico and use crocus bag for. I just make it strong.
The quality control.
Yeah, man. So you make sure you maintain your quality.
Yeah.
And even in this music, I find I have the same principle. I make music, I take time and do it properly. That it will last forever.
Yeah.
You know, timeless music.
Yeah. And I mean, I think everyone, the other artists you've mentioned too, I mean, Bob Marley is a great example, right? It's timeless and international and everywhere.
Definitely,
yeah. One thing about, just to get off that for a second, being here in Canada last year legalized marijuana across the country. And I know that's a topic that you have discussed in the past. Yeah. So how do you feel when you see countries kind of making this change and going in that direction?
Man, I feel so, I'm excited. I'm very happy. You know, I was here the day that the cannabis was legal.
Oh, really? Yeah,
I was here. So it meant a lot for me. It's significant, and it means that at least we're going forward.
Yeah, for sure.
Because people, I mean, like most of these heads of government, they know the value of the cannabis.
They do, yeah.
You know, the medical purposes and the spiritual value, you know, because there's so much you can get from this natural herb. And this is a herb that was given by God. It's not something you have to go through a process.
You don't make it in a lab.
Right.
It grows on the
field,
yeah,
naturally. So I'm glad that the governments are really welcoming, even in Jamaica.
Yeah.
They're welcoming the legalization and even cultivation.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that the wrong people may not be or the right people may not be getting the opportunity to cultivate it as how they would have loved to.
Sure, yeah. Well, because they've been stopped so many times by laws and by prison and by everything else. Yeah.
So much things are impediments in their way. But now that it's legalized, I think you have to have a license, which costs, even the simplest license for 1 acre, I think it's $5,000 US. But of these local farmers and they're able to really
it's a lot of money
qualify themselves. You know? But I think if we all come together and find a way to help each other, we can make this happen.
Yeah.
But it's a good step forward.
For sure.
And I welcome this change.
Yeah. So now that more countries like Canada are taking this step, and parts of America and Jamaica,
and some of the Caribbean.
Yes. What do you say to someone who's still opposed to it and still thinks that it's a negative influence on people? Because there still are people out there who they don't like the idea of it. I don't
know why they're fighting it. It's like they're fighting the truth.
Yeah.
And there's no need, because they're fighting a losing battle. Because I know that well thinkers, even in World War I, even World War II, we know that one of the main fuel for the government is for wealth and for fuel was the cannabis. Man, a lot of people don't know. In World War One, the ships could not sail without hemp, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they know the power of this commodity.
Well, they've known it for decades. Yeah.
For decades, that's it.
Yeah.
But I think just like the truth and the good music, you might get the back burner if you're not singing the tune that really encourages their industry or their market.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well,
so, and if they're not having a big portion or a part in it, they're not with you.
For sure. Yeah. So when it's been a few years since I talked to you on the phone, but one of the things that I remember coming up in conversation because I thought it was very interesting was that you are a big fan of country music. And we talked about Marty Robbins, I think.
Oh my God, man.
So after we had that conversation, I went back and listened to some of your CDs, and I could hear it in there. Like
yes,
man. And it's just, is that still a very strong influence on you in the country?
Until today,
yeah.
I still watch my Western movies.
Yep.
And one of the main reasons why I love Western movies is the music in the background.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
And sometimes you're not even paying much attention to the full story behind it.
Right. Because you're too fixated on the music. Yeah.
The music, but it carries you away. So I really admire that about Western music. It tells a story also, and all these singers, like in Kenny Rogers, I have a great respect for him.
Yeah.
Because he was so tactful and skillful that he could tell a story, a love story, the best you could ever hear.
Yeah. Do you think that it's the kind of directness and honesty and genuineness of those songs that connects with you? Is that
yes? I think it's the same because to me, in a lot of way, country Western music is like reggae music.
Yeah.
Because these are some people who've been through some rough times and they tell their life story.
It's a struggler.
He is a struggling world out here, and you have to be fit to survive in this world. So this is how they tell their story. And there's something about the country music to me. It's very authentic. It's the instrument they put in. You don't hear much new technology.
No, it's very stripped down and
that is it.
Yeah.
So it's real to life music.
Yeah. So as someone who has you have about 40 albums out now, I guess, right? You've quite
over 60.
Okay, I'm wrong. That's a lot. Yeah. So what do you want your legacy to be? Like 50 years from now, what do you want people to think?
100 years from now, I want when people type in on the internet, they see Roots and Culture Messenger.
Okay.
Always representing for the roots and for the people, a freedom fighter, a liberator, an inspiration to the generation. That's the legacy I want to leave on.
And do you think that the classic roots style of reggae music will always maintain over that time?
Yes.
Because I know we've talked about dancehall and the way things have gone.
Honestly, it's like in a melting pot when you go into the factory, in the infirmary. When you see they're boiling the real essence, like they're making wine or rum or anything, the froth will boil up on the top, like a little piece of sediments and trashes and all that will just boil and froth up, and then you skim that off. To me, some of these negative music is like that.
Okay.
The real hardcore, real roots music, because there's still people making good music. Mr. Toots, he's another great veteran. He's still making music. These veterans, they never leave the studio. They're always working. I never stop. Right now I have my garage band that I use. When I'm on the flight, I make some nice beats.
Oh really? Just
rhythms.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
I get inspiration. I put it down, and I still write songs every day. I get an inspiration. I still make a note of it. To me, music is not just like you say, a job and then you get retired.
Yeah.
Or get fired or you get redundancy. No, it's not like that. To me, music is our life. So as long as I'm inspired, I'm going to put my inspiration down.
Do you think that inspiration will continue? Like, have you ever had a point where the inspiration wasn't there, or have you always been very strong with it?
Sometimes, like, the way how people behave, it might discourage you, and you then, in your own state of discouragement, you get an inspiration to write a song about it.
Yeah. Write a song about the discouragement. For sure, yeah.
That's the beauty of music.
For sure, yeah.
If you even get hurt, you write about it and it helps you. If you're brokenhearted, you write a song about it. And it helps you through that process.
Sure. Well, it can help you through positive and negative, right? You can use it as a way to express those feelings.
I'm telling you, it's really the way of expressing yourself. And at the same time, inspiring other people. Because I'm on here sing a song, Never Give Up My Pride.
Yeah.
And it can also inspire him. But in the meantime, it's strengthening you. It's good.
Well, and if it's a really good song too, it can inspire someone halfway across the world 20 years later because the message is still important, right? And it's
Yes,
still,
what if fans find it. Because sometimes a lot of people stumble into, like this gentleman I met on the plane, he said he was just going through, browsing through, and he saw some pop-up of some show I'm having, so he tap into my music and start listening. I said, man, you're writing some great songs.
He'd never heard of you before?
Like he never heard of me.
Yes, yeah.
You're doing great. My God. So even coming to the airport, sometimes you come across an immigration officer and say, well, you're here in Canada for? I say, I'm here for a festival.
Yeah.
I'm going to Winnipeg. And I said, what you doing? I said, there's a festival up there. So I said, what? I said, what's your name? I said, my name is Luciano. I said, all right, I'm going to look you up. And before I could leave, he tagged me and come and say, hey, I was looking at you. You're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were at the Edmonton Festival. Yes. So I know these, I think sometimes you may feel discouraged. You're doing your thing, helping people, being an inspiration, and then sometimes you feel discouraged because you feel like a lot of people don't appreciate your effort, but then here comes just a simple person come along and say, hey, I've been listening to your music for years now, and you're in my family. You helped to grow my family.
Yeah.
They grew up with your songs like Lord Give Me Strength, Superman songs. So these things really are my encouragements.
Okay. And I guess no matter where you go, you can meet people who've heard that and it's affected them in one way or another.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you hear some testimony. There was this gentleman who came to me, he said he was about to kill his wife and commit suicide.
Wow.
So he was driving to the house with a gun between his legs.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, he felt like he could turn on the radio. So when he turned the radio on, Lord Give Me Strength came on.
Okay.
And he said he had to pull over. He cried for some spell. Then he put the gun up and drive home. And he said he couldn't believe he made it up. He made it up with his wife. And
Yeah.
they were back together. And he was telling me the testimony. Man, it brought tears to my eyes. When you see that your music can touch lives. You never know what you're doing out there. You send off your message. You don't know who we're touching out there.
Once it's out of your hands, it belongs to the world, right?
Give me faith, oh Jah, I pray, oh Lord, to face another day. Oh, Lord, give me strength to face another day. Carry on life's road, carry on my load. Give me strength, oh Jah, to
doing anything, I try to maintain my standard.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if I'm going on the road, just to the supermarket, I make sure I put myself together because you never know, you might come across a fan and say, Lucy, I need a picture.
Yeah, yeah.
And they do when them call a thing, them call him. When them call this thing,
Which things?
like they do a little short video and send it out simple. Snapchat.
Oh, the Snapchat thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Snapchat. I don't know much about this. I'm not too much on this social media.
Right.
I think a lot of our...
But you'll take a photo with someone.
I take photos, yeah, and I'll do this stuff, but you have some people, if they're going to the bathroom, they have to Snapchat. Come on, man. They get, I think they're going overboard now.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So what can people expect at the show, the Winnipeg show? Because it's been a few years, right, since you've been. So.
Positive vibes,
yeah.
man. And, they're going to have a good time, for sure. Good music, good inspiration, and come and gel with the messenger and feel the good vibes.
Yeah.
But to me, a concert is supposed to be about going out, having a good time, listening to some good vibe, and I go home and say, yes, my messenger's still kicking it, he's still flicking, he's still doing his thing.
Yeah.
His voice is just as good as 20 years ago. So these are the stuff you're going to leave people talking.
Right. Okay. That's
his
okay.
shoes, his boots still shine.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as what material you're going to be playing, is it going to be songs from throughout your history?
Yes, man, from the catalogue, from the Exterminate.
Yeah.
And I try to give them a little of the new stuff. Because as I say, we have to keep the message current. Sing about what's going on. Mm-hmm. And because we can't be like we're just caught up in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we're not seeing what's going on here.
Yeah. But I think that's easy for a lot of artists to do. Once they have a period of success, they can just only stick to that music and never progress, right?
This is why I'm the messenger. I have to be current with what's happening. Mm-hmm. I couldn't be seeing now like generation going astray and don't sing about it.
Yeah.
You know, like even those people I see bleaching, never sang them say, the culture shock, how the most is stupid or what? Why some Africans them not proud to be black, them culture shock. Why them do a thing like that? Bleach out them face and steal them neck back, black them culture shock, you know? So we sing about these things and we talk about the system.
Yeah.
System of y'all and pull up. Better take this one from top. Whole world of y'all and pull up. If no want all the madness we stop. You know, I sing about stuff that's going on, the youths that gone astray, the amount of guns on the street. I sing about these things. So I let the people know that as a messenger, I am aware of what's happening.
And you're still making songs that are relevant to today's situation.
Yes, and I still have to sing some of the hits of yesterday.
Of course, yeah.
So my fans who come to hear some of these hits, they feel satisfied when they leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Do you think when you're playing here, I mean, you know, this is Winnipeg has a reggae community, but it's smaller than maybe other types of music because of where we are geographically, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like a lot of the people come to your shows are new to your music, or is it a lot of people who know it intimately?
I think some folks get invited.
Yeah.
But most of the people who come is like people who know the messenger and really come to hear some good vibes
and they've been following you.
Yes, they've been following me. And like a man like Mr. Jimmy Spliff, a man like Kimbo. These people I met them in Nigel in Jamaica.
Okay.
And I performed for them and they love it so much. As a result, Mr. Kimbo and Jimmy Spliff, they invite me on festivals here. They were instrumental in getting me on the festivals here.
So you make those connections and
so these connections and I'm telling you, these are some fans over the years been listening to me and they always come out to my performances and you know, so I know they tell other people and they say, come on, listen to the message again.
Last time this guy was great, you should go.
Come on in here, man. Yeah. So it's growing. To me, it's a growing community. I think the conscious community, the spiritual community, it's vibrant because you know what? We are the people who keep we call it about the sacredness, the spirituality, the foundation, the groundation of humanity. Because if we all go astray and sing all kind of garbage, what kind of world would this be? There have to be some people who keep it sane.
Yeah.
And you know, remain conscious and stay on the positive side. Because we can't all be partying. Everybody can't be partying and right through the music. Some people have to come and talk about what's going on. You know.
You can't ignore the reality.
Can't ignore the reality
sure.
of life, you know?
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. So the show is Friday at the Franco-Manitoban Cultural Center?
Friday? How's that?
Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, 23rd, you know?
Franco Manitoban Culture Center, yeah.
Sometimes I get a little mix up with the dates. You know?
That's okay. You've been traveling. It's all good, yeah. So hopefully you get a good turnout and get a lot of people to check in.
Honestly, man, I know there's gonna be a good vibes there. I feel it.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I want to respect the promoters. Enough respect to Keith and enough respect to a man they call Barfly, but his right name is Brian. I don't know how him get that name, but can't suspect him. But enough respect also Mr. Jimmy Split. You know, I know a lot of people put in their effort behind this to make it a great success.
Yeah.
Thanks to you for making
this. Thanks for I'm very happy to meet you in person.
Interview possible, man. Thank you so much.
I hope people go to the show and again, I'm very happy to speak with you in person.
Nice talking to you.
Phone was one thing, but in person is
and I love your questions, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Interesting questions.
Well, it's no fun to do an interview if it's just some reading off a sheet of paper.
Some people ask questions. Oh, okay. When you got started?
Yeah.
What kind of food you eat? And that kind of stuff. But you go deep, man.
Well, all that stuff's available on the internet. Yeah. Right? You can just look it up. If I don't even know where you started, I can look it up on Wikipedia, right?
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, right on. Well, thanks again.
Thank you too, man.
On the face of this earth, some are born murder, some are born thief, and everywhere we just sorrow and grief. No make it go no further, beg no please. Let us live our life in peace. Even on a common street, then we just no peace. Shoot out with bad man and police, and everywhere we go, too much blood and flow. When we be sing and I don't know. Stop this fussing and fighting. Stop it. Put an end to the senseless killing. There's no justifiable reason for war. Cause this way we can't reach far. Some of our murder, some of our thief, and everywhere we just sorrow and grief. No make it go no further, beg no please. Come let's live our lives in peace. Some of our murder, some of our thief, and everywhere we just sorrow and grief. No make it go no further, beg no please. Say it's time for war to cease. Make it go no further. Don't make it go no further. Every day's another murder. So if no shot, no clap, no one, no jump, no man, no end up in a no back. When liquor and rock, no have no shop, we sell no crane, no sell no clock. How can we have so much guns in stock? And where the youth them get so much shot? Well, every minute is another gun clap, and another man's skull get cracked. And then you hear murder, then you hear thief, and everywhere we just sorrow and grief. No make it go no further, beg no please. Let us live our life in peace. Murder, thief, murder. What a grief. Even on a common street, there is just no peace. Shoot out with that man and police, and everywhere you go,